Man Visible and Invisible by C.W. Leadbeater. Chapter 12. What His Bodies Show Us. This process of learning is a gradual one, and the earlier manifestations of the undeveloped man upon the lower planes are by no means beautiful to see. The primitive man, whose causal body is represented in Plate 5, would be likely to possess such a mental body as shown in Plate 6 and an astral body of the type given in Plate 7. It must be understood that all these bodies occupy the same space and interpenetrate one another, so that in looking clairvoyantly at the primitive man, we should observe his physical body surrounded by a luminous ovoid mist. But that mist would represent to us the appearance of Plate 5, Plate 6, or Plate 7, according to the type of clairvoyance which we employed. Using our own astral senses, we should see his astral body only, and should learn from that what passions or emotions or sensations he was at the moment experiencing, and to which of these he was in the habit of yielding himself frequently. This is the field of the manifestation of desire, the mirror in which every feeling is instantly reflected, in which every thought, which has in it anything that touches the personal self, must express itself. From its material, a bodily form is given to the dark elements which men create and set in motion by evil wishes and malicious feelings. From it also are bodied forth the beneficent elementals, called into life by the good wishes, gratitude, and love. As might naturally be expected, there is little of permanence about its manifestations. Its colors, its brilliance, the rate of its expulsions are all changing from moment to moment. An outburst of anger will charge the whole astral body with deep red flashes on a black background. A sudden fright will instantly veil everything in a mist of ghastly, livid gray. Nevertheless, there will be moments when even this fluctuating astral vehicle is comparatively at rest, and it will then show a definite group of colors which retain more or less the same arrangement. Such a moment is chosen for our illustration in Plate 7, and from this we shall presently see a good deal of information about the man may be obtained. Using our mental sight, it would be the mental body of our primitive friend that we should perceive, and would probably resemble that illustrated in Plate 6. As far as its colors are the same, this body would agree fairly with the astral in the condition of repose. But it would also be much more than this, for in it would appear whatever might be developed in the man of spirituality and intellectuality. Not much yet, perhaps, in the case of our primitive man, but of considerable importance later on, as we shall see in due course. From this mental body, we are therefore able to deduce what kind of man he is, and what sort of use he has made of his life so far in this incarnation. But if we are fortunate enough to be able to apply to this problem the perfect power of vision exercised through our causal body, then what we see is the causal body of the primitive man, and from what we know, how far his real life as a soul has advanced, and what progress the ego has made in its unfoldment towards divinity. It will be seen that to the trained clairvoyant who is able to employ all these various degrees of sight in turn, the entire life of the man in all its stages lies open like a book. For on these higher planes, no man can hide or disguise himself. What he truly is seen to be by any unprejudiced spectator. Unprejudiced, I say, because we must never forget that each sees the other through the medium of his own vehicles, and so is somewhat in the position of one looking at a landscape through the colored glass. Until he has learned to make allowance for this influence, he will be likely to consider as the most prominent in the man at whom he is looking just those characteristics to which he finds himself most ready to respond. But with a little careful practice, he soon frees himself from the distortion produced by this personal equation and is able to read clearly and accurately.